This is the second video in our new features for version 6.0, and in this video we're going to be covering document management functionality, which will include your tags, binders, personal documents folder, and the user folder summary. The first item is the tags. Document types have been replaced with tags, which allows greater flexibility as it allows documents to have more than one tag assigned to it, and tags can be hierarchical in nature. So when you go to your File section to the Document Administration, you will see a new menu item for document tags. This will bring up a list of all the tags we've got, and it will show in brackets the number of documents that have been assigned with this tag. To add a tag, simply click on your Add button, give your tag a name, and add. We can also edit this tag if we need to rename it. You can add a child in order to create a hierarchical. And we can assimilate this into another tag if we no longer use it. As we go through the rest of the document, you will see more places where we will use the tags, but in the meantime, let me show you how it can be used in your document search function under your File section. So there we have a new item called Tags. When we click on it, we can select multiple tags that we may want to see which documents have been allocated with these tags. When we search, you'll see we come up with a list of just those tags. If your list is too long and you realize you don't need to, you've selected too many tags, you can simply remove them by ticking on the tags folder, tags line. Click it, it removes it, and those documents are also removed from your search list. Next we have binders. A binder in WorkPool is very similar in concept to a physical binder or file, where you would have different types of binders, often color-coded for different functions. For example, for your clients, you might have one with contracts, one with their invoicing, one with work done for them. So too, our binders are color-coded, assigned to a specific entry folder, and each one to contain relevant documents to that particular section of work. In order to manage your binders, in your File section Document Administration, we've added two new items, Document Binders and your Binder Permission Groups. So in your Binder Permission Groups, as with many other permission groups in WorkPool, you will just add, give your group a name, select which users should have access to this folder, and then what access should they have. Just view, should they be allowed to delete, can they edit files that are already uploaded, or can they add new files to your section. With the document binders, when you add, again, you will give it a name. Then you will select a color for that specific binder and which permission groups should have access to it. It tells you how many members and what actions those members can perform in this particular binder. If a user is a member of more than one permission group, as with the rest of WorkPool, the highest ranking permission will apply. So there we can save, and now we can see all our binders with their relevant colors and which permission groups are applicable for those particular binders. To access your binders, you'll come to the directory listing, you'll click on your folder to your Documents tab, and there you will see all your binders that you have access to. Within each file binder, you will see the documents that have been uploaded to that particular folder, and you can navigate through. If you've got a really long list, you can reduce the number of documents you see. If you're specifically looking for something, if you go company forms, don't have anything, company documents, it will only come up with those files for company documents. You can select multiple tags if you can't quite remember which tag was assigned to that particular document until you find what you're looking for. Now, to add a new document to this folder, you click on the little folder to the left of your tags. Select your document that you want to upload. It will automatically come up with the folder, the entry that you're busy with, but you can select another entry if this particular document is relevant to more than one directory. Then we can select which binder or binders we want to assign this document to, and we can assign a tag. So bank details will be part of their portfolio and part of their credit check and maybe even part of FICA. When we save it, there we can see our new document has been added. At this point, should we so wish, we can rename our file to be more relevant for our purposes. If you have permissions, you can delete. After all our normal binders, we've got our search all, which is where all your documents that came through from tasks and activities, email messages, items, etc. have been stored. And right at the end, we have an entry folder audit trail. This will show us all the movement that has happened in all the binders relevant to this particular directory entry. So we can see the names of the files, the audit action that was done, so was it added, deleted, renamed, etc., when, who was the person responsible for it, and exactly what changes took place. If you do not have permission to see a specific binder, that binder will show up in gray and you will not be able to click on it. If you do not have permission to delete a file from a specific binder, when you edit that document, you will see that there is no delete button, so you will not be able to delete it. You can use documents in binders, for example, from an email. If the email has already been assigned to a directory entry, when we click on our More Documents, you will see we've added an additional tab there, which is your binders. It will show you the binders that you have access to, and then from within that, it will underline the tags that are currently documents related to those tags. So you can click on the tag that you want, find your document, and link it to your email. However, when you're not linked to a folder, that binders tab will not be available for you to link the documents to it. Personal or documents folder. To expedite the action of mass scanning and filing documents, WorkPool has added a scratch patch, so to call it, where multiple documents can be uploaded at once, checked, renamed, and then filed away to the correct places. For example, your file section, an entry view or binder, or you could even start a task or add an activity. Just as with our notebook, this is our personal section, so only you have access to your scratch patch. Nobody else can see the documents that you have loaded here. So it could also be a nice thing if you are traveling, you don't want to take your laptop, but you might need to access certain files while you're away, and you will have internet access. You can upload a bunch of documents in here and keep them for while you're traveling. So where to use it? On your shortcut menu, you'll see there's a documents for filing, which will bring you into this screen, and you have your upload button to upload certain files. So we can go and select a whole lot of files, and we can drag and drop them in. Now we have all our files in our scratch patch, we can do what we need to do with it. For example, we can upload, we can rename a document. So if, for example, you did the scanning and they've all got the scan names, you can come in and you can rename each of your documents to the correct name. You'll see immediately it gets renamed. We can add a task onto one of our items. So this one is credit check. For our friend Aaron. And now we have our new task and we have our proof of income already linked to that task. When we go back to our documents section, we can see that the proof of income has been removed from our list. We could also go and add an activity. So Aaron Frank, and this relates to my credit check task, and close my activity. And now we'll see our activity has been added to our task, and that document is already attached to our activity. In our scratch patch, the document has been removed because it has been used already where it was required. Then if it's a company document, for example this one, and we now want to add it to our file section, go there. Is it a new document or is this a new version of a document? So if this is a new version, go in there, select the folder that it belongs in, the original file that it belongs in, give it your version number, and save. We've added our new document. In this particular case, because what you're putting away into your file section, you may want to use the same document in various folders. Therefore, it does not remove it from your scratch patch so that you can go and file it away somewhere else if required. If not required, you can merely delete it. We can also do this with an entry folder. So if we want to assign one to a specific folder, so we can go and look up our directory entry. It will bring up your binders and we can select which binder this one is applicable for. So it's the policy schedule. Let's put it under policy documents as a schedule and save. And when we go and look in our directory, there we can see our new file has been added to this directory entry. Once again, the file does not get removed from your scratch patch, just in case you need to file it away somewhere else again, but you can merely delete it. And the last option is to add to a view. Add to a view, it's going to go in here, it's going to ask you for a directory entry. It will then give you a list of all the views that you have in your system, so you can select the most applicable view, and then in that view it will show you all the attributes which are for a URL for a document to be attached. So you can select which one is the applicable attribute, and you can say add to view. And when we go and look back at our entry folder, we can see that our form has been linked to that specific URL. If your view does not exist, the system will take you through adding that specific view to your directory entry. Now, as can happen when you have people have a personal area, is that it could end up getting abused, or just that files are left there for a long time that are not used, and it can build up and it can end up taking up a lot of the company's server space. So we've added a user folder summary. This is so that the the system administrator can monitor the usage and size of each user's document folder to manage potential abuse. The contents of the documents folder will not be shown, however. So in my document administration section under repository reports, we've added resource folder usage. And when we go in there, we can see by resource name how many documents they've got, how much is the total size of those documents, and what is the date of the oldest document that was uploaded. So immediately you would be able to see who is potentially abusing the facility. And that is the conclusion of my video related to document management functionality. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Have a good day.